everyone, it's me, Miss Branch, the art teacher, here with lesson 2 of quarter 3. And we just listened to the book, the funny book, the hilarious book, Eat Your Peas. Now, Miss Branch can tell you either. I'm just like the girl in the video. I didn't like peas. And for a while, I didn't even like Brussels sprouts because they were bitter. But one day, the cafeteria lady at school, she made some and she put some nice spices in. I'm gonna finish telling the story real quick. Anyway, so I got in line to get lunch and I said, "Ew, Brussels sprouts." And she said, "Don't do that. You haven't even tasted them yet." And I said, "Okay." So she gives me a tiny little taste and I take a bite. Now, meanwhile, the whole class was beside, now it wasn't my class because I'm the art teacher, so I don't have a class of kids. There was a whole row of kids there looking at me, and then they saw me and I took it and I took a bite and I chewed and I said, "Oh, this is good." And I ate all the Brussels sprouts and all the kids took their tray and went, and so she gave them all Brussels sprouts. So Brussels sprouts can be good if you cook them right. But let's get back to the story. Peas, I call them poison balls. I don't like them. Actually, I like the inside, but I don't like the skin. I don't know why. Well, the skin tastes funny to me, but I just don't really like peas. Now I'm planning on growing some in my garden, but I don't like them. Anyway, so for our project, we're going to make a sculpture of the 2 plates that the mom and the kid left sitting at the table because they did not like their peas or their Brussels sprouts. But so we're going to get started, and let me switch my camera. So you need, move that out the way, your model magic, and you might need a pair of scissors to open up the model magic, and your black marker for this project. So now you may or may not use the red. So I'm gonna just go ahead and put that off to the side. So the first thing we're gonna do is go ahead and open up our model magic. I'm gonna go ahead and open up. And you probably won't use it all. So if you have some extra, you can make some more stuff from the story if you want to at the end. There's my blue and my yellow. And the reason why we need the blue and yellow, because we've already learned that when you make blue and yellow, you make what color? Green. So we're going to need some green. And in the story, the plates on the dinner table were white with a blue rim. So we got to make our plate. So we also need the blue and the white. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and break off a little piece of the white and put the extra back on my package, and I'm going to squish it and roll it. And actually, I'm gonna pinch it and break it into 2 about even balls. Well, pieces, and then roll them into balls. And then my blue, I'm gonna pinch it, but I'm gonna get a little bit less on one side than the other. We'll put that off to the side. And I'm going to roll that up. Actually, I'm going to roll it on the table with my hand and make it into a coil. So when you start making it look like a snake, it's a coil. Now I'm going to pinch in the middle so I can separate it a little evenly. That way I can make it a little more the same size. So now I'm going to roll that one into a ball and roll this one into a ball. So we're going to start with the plates. So to make the plates, we're going to make the squish the balls and then put them together. And we're not going to mix them up like we've done before when we were making our caterpillars. So I squished the blue, and it's not very big. So what I'm going to do is take my pinchy fingers and pinch all the way around. And as I pinch, it's getting flatter and getting bigger. And I'm going to pinch in the middle a little bit. So there's my blue part of the plate. And now I'm going to flatten and then pinch. And see, I'm gonna measure it before I touch. See if I need to pinch anywhere else. So then I have my plate. Now I'm gonna pinch all the way around so that they stick together. But I'm not going to mix them up. So I'm just pinching at the edge. There we go. One. And I'm going to do that same thing again. So I'm going to flatten my piece. Oh, you know what I just thought of? I could use my marker kind of like a rolling pin. That actually works. But now I'm going to go ahead and still flatten with my fingers. Flat, pinch and turn, pinch and turn. And so now I'm going to take this one and flatten. And again, I could roll it with my marker, but I'm just going to go ahead and flatten it with my hand. Pinch and turn, pinch and turn. And then I'm going to put it on. And I'm going to pinch these together all the way around. And now I have my 2 plates. So now I'm going to take my blue, and I don't yeah, and I don't need all of this yellow, so I'm going to pinch off about the same amount, and I'm going to squish them together and rip, and then fold it and squish together and rip and smush back together, rip, smush back together, rip, smush back together, rip, smush back together, rip. See, as you can see, it's starting to turn green in the middle where I'm ripping and smushing together. So now once I start seeing the green, I'm going to go ahead and start folding it and smushing it together so that I can finish mixing the colors together, to the yellow and the blue, to make my green. Now, once I have my green, I'm going to go ahead and pinch off a little bit. Well, actually, I'll go ahead and make a coil, roll it together. And I'm going to pinch and separate it. So now I have 1 plate, and I'm going to pinch off little pieces. If that was a little big. And I'm going to roll it between my fingers to make my peas. There's 2 peas. 3, 4. 5, 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. So there I have my peas on a plate. And we'll come back in a little bit and make our fork and knife. But right now, we're going to make the mom's Brussels sprouts. So actually, I didn't even use a lot of this. I could make more peas. But I just stopped at 10. I'll do a couple more. And so, like, let's see. So this one, I got to make the Brussels sprouts a little, well, actually, let me probably use all of it. Nah, probably not. I'll save that one. And I'm going to get another little bit more yellow because I'm going to need to make this green lighter. And so I need to add more yellow to make it more of a yellow green. Pinch, rip, smush, rip, smush, rip, smush. And let's see if I added enough yellow to make it lighter green. Might have to get a little bit more yellow. It's getting a little lighter. Yeah, it's working. All right, so then I can roll it and see how one is darker and one is lighter. Now I can make on this plate, make my Brussels sprouts. Now Brussels sprouts are bigger than peas, so I'm gonna get a bigger piece and put it down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll just go ahead and use the last of these bits and make, let's see, what's that? 7 and 8. So I got 8 Brussels sprouts. I'm gonna put this off to the side. Now we got to make the fork and the knife. Now we need a gray, so that's why we have our black marker. So what we're gonna do now is gonna take the white Model Magic and take your marker and color it black. Because we know that black and white mixed together makes gray. Then I'm gonna fold that over and smush. And then I'm gonna color this part again, this part that I just folded over. And I'm gonna fold and mush. And now I'm going to start breaking and pinching, breaking and smushing, breaking. As you can see, it's starting to turn gray. And I can start mushing it and kneading it. Now I have gray. So now I'm going to roll it into a coil. And I'm going to break off 2 pieces in half. And I'm going to roll this into a little longer coil. And then I'm going to break it in the middle. Now this one's going to be my knife. So I'm just going to flatten. And see, and so now I can add, there's my knife. And I'm going to go ahead and make another knife. Butter knife, that is. And there's my knife. And then I'm going to go ahead and, I got to roll this into another coil. Roll it. Now roll it into a coil. And then about halfway, break it in half. And though this one's going to be a fork, so I'm going to break off a little bit off of that. And I'm going to smush that right here, the bottom part of the fork. And then this one little piece I broke off, I'm going to make it into a long coil. And then I'm going to break off pieces. Looks like I can take off a little bit off of this one. Now, on the other one, I made 3-pronged forks. But you can make 4-pronged forks if you want, if you have enough. And there's my fork. And so now I can put the fork on the plate with the peas. And now I have to do another fork, so I'm gonna break off piece for the prongs on the fork. And then roll, and then flatten one part. And then make a coil. Make this one a longer coil. And then I could break it off into 4 or 3 pieces. All right, and there's my other fork. So now I can put this on this side. And now we can put our sculpture on our chipboard that came in with your art supply. And I'm going to carefully put them on my chipboard. And there we have our peas and Brussels sprouts from the store. Oop, I put this on the wrong way. Well, now it's starting to stick, so I can't change it. All right, let me switch my camera. So we got to make our plates from the story. We made a sculpture of food, and sculpture of food is a good subject. A lot of artists they paint food, they draw food, or they sculpt with food, or they make sculptures of food. Now you probably have some left over. What you're gonna do is put them back in the bag till you're gonna use them. You gotta use them soon though. And then you're gonna put your bag inside of a Ziploc bag that you can close up so that it can stay moist until you get to use it again. Because if you let it air dry, because this stuff is air drying, so if once it air dries, you can't do anything else with it. So everyone, I will see you in the next video. Bye.